Okay, so Kraid. Kraid has one of the biggest run killers of the category, but apart from that one trick, it's actually a pretty simple area. So we'll get to that in a second though. To start off, you want to get down to acid room skip. We want to get into this door. This is the door we want to get to. And the best way to do this is to fall off to the left here. Fall to the left. Start spinning once you're past this platform. Like, try to hit this platform while spinning to keep going to the right. And once you're past this platform, start spinning to the left. This will automatically put you at the door every time. So try to remember, I like keep in mind to not accidentally grab things. So after you've turned around, stop pressing all directions. Like, don't hold left, just tap left slightly, and you'll be fine. In this room, we want to get up here. In here, this in other category or in Kraid first categories is sort of tricky. We have to do still silly bomb jumps and stuff, but we now have power grip, so it's pretty easy. The fastest way to do this properly is to shoot a diagonal shot while running and then jump. And right before grabbing the ledge, shoot another shot vertically or horizontally. I missed it there, like that. That'll open these two blocks. These two blocks are shootable. These two blocks to the left are not. They have to be bombed. So shoot diagonally, shoot normally, go up, bomb, bomb, and then fall down. So perfect. You can destroy this block the same way we did the block at the end of Ridley if you want to. Like, you can bomb and then like do some weird aiming thing to start holding down so you can morph as soon as it breaks, or you can bomb or you can like jump before it breaks, whatever. But the easiest way, or rather the fastest way, is to shoot the block, since it's not actually a bomb block. It's actually a shootable block. So we unmorph, jump, shoot down, and then morph again before landing. So this set of inputs is sort of tricky, but you'll get a hang of it. It's not a big deal. If you feel trouble doing this, you can just bomb it. My save states are not working. You can just bomb it. You can even probably use spring ball, or maybe no, you can't. So you can like do that or whatever. But this is the fastest way. Remember that you have spring ball here. This is the same part. If you're doing a Kraid first category, you have the bomb here. So if you're playing multiple categories, you might be confused, but try to keep in mind that you do have spring ball to make that faster. Unmorph as soon as you leave the ground to skip the unmorph animation, and to still keep the normal falling speed. So I'm not going to actually explain acid room skip to you. I've done that in another video already. That was a while ago, but it's still up to date pretty much. There's not really anything new that's been discovered in terms of strategies or in terms of consistency, so that video still applies. I'm gonna put a link, some annotation somewhere as a link to that video. You can watch that instead. Moving on. Crap, I totally forgot about this room. Nah, that's when skip is still hard. So once you get up here, you want to be holding diagonally down, shoot this door, and then try to morph when you hit the ground, or before you hit the ground. I'm gonna save here. Oops, that was a good choice. I'm doing this all wrong. There we go. So you wanna do it like that. I should not have acid room skip as part of the save state. Hang on. There we go. So once you get up here, shoot diagonally down. If you shoot from here, it won't hit the door, but if you keep running, it will, because of the curving effect. So just keep shooting and try to morph before you reach the floor. If you don't, just morph while you're on there. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Or morph in the next room, that's also not that big of a deal. But going into this room, bomb the floor. I like to freeze this guy. It's not technically needed, but otherwise you might get hit before I fall down. If you don't freeze him, he might hit you. Maybe not. Like, he's gonna hit you on the way down, which takes time, or he's gonna hit you when you unmorph, which takes less time, but it takes damage, which is gonna impact things later on, like drops and or the refill time. You could also place a bomb and then go all the way to the left. This costs a little bit of time because of how the bombs, like the bomb blocks, explode. They go from right to the left. So standing on the left side, it's gonna take a while before the floor actually disappears below you. It's better to stand right on top of your bomb. So in my opinion, this is the fastest and most consistent way to get down here. Once here, you just want to spin down here. You can, if you space yourself perfectly, you can actually avoid landing on this ledge. This is really hard. I don't even know if that's viable at all outside of tool assistance to get through here without landing on that ledge. It's possible. You have to be like perfectly spaced. It's hard. It is possible to do so while morphed. I'm not too good at it, but it's possible. So if you do this, you can be morphed and still get past here like that. That is still slower than just spinning. Like, this is still faster than that more strat. So don't do that. Even though it's possible and it sort of looks faster, it's not faster. Yep. So just spin. This is the easiest and most consistent way. In this room, I did it again. I did that last time too. I placed the save state too close to the door. There we go. So we want to morph here because we want to blow up this block, which is a bomb block. You can't shoot that. You can go through the door and then morph. You can jump through the door and morph in the air. Both of these are valid. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Try to make sure to plant the bomb as far to the left as possible, or rather, you want to be morphed like right next to the door. So try to like let go of any directions during the door transition, and you'll end up at the right spot. If you for some reason run too far, like so, you won't be falling down, and you have to sort of realize this. And if you do, you can just run left into the door. Like, as long as the door isn't open, you can run left into the door, and it'll put you in the right spot. You want to unmorph before the bomb explodes because you don't want to be flung up in the air. You don't want to bomb jump here. When you fall down though, you want to be morphed again because you want to place another bomb. So you can destroy, like, you can morph after destroying this block. Or before it if you're fancy. Both work because you're not going to be bouncing anyway. So pretty much as soon as the this bomb explodes, you can morph whenever. I prefer morphing after hitting this because the timing is easier for me, but it doesn't mean much, whatever. Do the same thing here where after placing the bomb, you run up to this block and try to like just roll up all the way to the right until you stop and then unmorph. Like so, and you'll fall down. This room is sort of complicated to get through quickly. I'll try to explain as best I can, but this takes a while to get used to how to do this. There are a lot of things in the way and whatever. So to get through here, you preferably don't want to take damage, and you preferably don't want to waste missiles, because you need missiles for later rooms. If you're really low on missiles, you can stop and kill things for drops, but it's not really recommended. Like if you're really low, if you're below 5-ish, I would say start grabbing missiles, but it depends on what you need. You don't need more than 2. As long as you have 2 falling down here, you can complete the rest of the crate. You can complete the rest of the crate. Having more is useful though. But anyway, so before we get into the specifics, your plan in this room is to get to the right, destroy at least one of these blocks. If you can destroy both of them, destroying both of them is faster, but destroying one of them is fine. Then get up here, shoot this block, jump up, shoot this block. Remember that you have power grip or spring ball. Spring ball also works up here, and then get in here. The problem is avoiding all the bugs and crabs in the room. The best way I've seen to do this is to do like this. So I screwed that up, but so you run to the right, shoot one shot straight, because this bug spawns really quickly for some reason. So shoot one shot straight, jump over him, shoot 1 or 2 missiles, whatever makes makes sense. Hitting both missiles is sort of precise, ish. Like it's pretty easy to miss one of them. Like so maybe only shoot once. That depends on the missile count, depends on how you want to risk or whatever. Additionally, if this crab is in a worse position, if he is going to the left, he's gonna fall down when you shoot that block. So he's gonna fall down right on top of you and be annoying. So keep that in mind as well. You might want to shoot, if you shoot 2 missiles, you might also want to shoot a normal ice beam shot to freeze him, or a 3rd missile to kill him. Anyway, you can also shoot 1, it's fine. If you only shoot 1, try to hit the right one. Like aim for the right one if possible. Again, that means this crab is going to be in a bad position, so maybe not. It's whatever. It's totally whatever. You have to be ready for that though. I'm gonna keep. Actually gonna keep save state here, so I can have different configuration. I'm gonna destroy both of them for now. We'll get back to how we do it later. How we do with 1 later. This crab has a tendency to be here. If he's not, he's always annoying. If he's not annoying over here, he's being annoying over here. Just shoot him with a missile if you have it. If you don't, I guess damage boost? No, just kill him with ice beams. Like, he's an asshole, but what can you do? You should have enough missiles to waste 1 here. So, room kind of looks like that. Nothing special in this room. Just grab the unknown item and get back out. If you're really low on missiles by now, you need pretty much need if you do. I'm sort of rambling. If you don't have at least 2 supers there, definitely refill. Even if you have 2 supers, you might want to refill anyway, because you might get a super drop from the side hoppers coming up. Like, you might get a super drop on the way to Kraid, and even then you can kill Kraid with 2 supers. It's possible if you have enough normal missiles. But still, if you only have 2 supers, I would still refill at 2 supers. I think either reset or either refill or reset the run. So it depends on what you feel like doing. But yeah, so the standard, most of the time you won't have to refill. So just walk out to the left. And this is where it gets fun. Because now this room depends on which blocks you destroyed at this thing. But before we get to that, we want to freeze this first bug and try to get a damage boost cancel. Which is if you're on a frozen enemy, you for some reason, like in some circumstances, you won't get a damage boost when you get hit. I thought another bug would spawn, but of course it doesn't. Spawn? No, okay, it doesn't. But if you shoot the first one and jump and land on him quickly, you won't get a damage boost. I mean, you stop for a little bit, but you don't take damage. You can also sort of jump over it, but it's trickier because there's a crab on top, and landing on it leads to shooting this block being easier, especially if you have missile blocks left in the way. But if you manage to hit both blocks, this is super easy. You shoot this guy, you shoot that block, jump up, shoot that guy. That guy is always in the corridor, so this guy is always in the corridor. This other crab on the left is either down here or inside this corridor. And depending on where he is, you kind of want to do different things, sort of. If he's on the left like this, you just want to spring ball up. You just want to stop, spring ball up. If you get hit, don't worry about it, just keep holding jump and you'll automatically spring ball up. Afterwards, you don't have to get hit though, if you stop at the right pixels. It's sort of tight, but again, if you get hit, it's not a big deal. You can just jump up here. Again, remember that you have spring ball. It's really easy to forget that you have high jump and high jump, spring ball, and power grip. If he's in this corridor, there's a pretty big chance you'll have to wait for a bit. Because if you jump straight up, you're probably gonna get hit by him. I hope I'll get to demonstrate this later when I demonstrate other strats for those blocks, but he might be here. And if he is, you wait a tiny bit, like a third of a second or something, that's like a real tiny bit, and then jump up and missile him, and then power grip. Or you just jump up, take damage, because since you're in a hallway, the damage boost is really minimal, and just keep going. It depends on how your missile count is looking, pretty much. But as it is now, you kind of just want to spring ball up and go into this room. But I wanted to show how you handle this room if you didn't get all the missile blocks. So if you only hit the right one, which is good, you can just shoot the block and then shoot the missile block. And get up here anyway. Or if you're low on missiles, you can just shoot the block, get up here, and then spring ball. It's slower, but it's one less missile if that's important. Shooting the block is really easy, just pretty much as soon as you run off the frozen bug. Like right at the edge of the frozen bug, you shoot diagonally upwards. Then shoot a missile straight afterwards. Like no delay or anything, just straight up missile. Like so. If you only shot the left block, God, please. If you only shot the left block, it's a bit more complicated. Thank you, crab, for being in a bad position so I can show you off. This crab is still in horror, and I've never got to show this crab off. I wanna do some block manipulation so I can get. No, okay. First of all, I'm gonna show this because this crab is already perfect. The thing here is that you want to shoot through this diagonal gap to hit the block. This is actually not that hard. it's pretty lenient, except for the fact that this crab is usually here. So you're gonna have to delay it a lot to get it. If you shoot too early, you're gonna hit the crab. The crab has a much larger hitbox than it looks like, so it's pretty hard. It's pretty unintuitive how late you have to shoot. And again, you can just shoot a normal missile straight after shooting a normal shot. Most of the time. This is harder to do though because it's on the right. So you might not want to try it. You might instead. It's not as big of a deal here because you already have the. Because you can still just power grip this thing. You just have to run farther before you can do it. So you might want to do that. Just like hitting through these blocks diagonally is not hard at all. I'm gonna see if I can even fail it. I don't even know if I can. I have to shoot so late. Like, I don't even... How do I do this? I'm actually really trying to shoot too late now. There we go. It's sort of hard. It's really consistent shooting through the diagonal there. Oops. An interesting tidbit, actually, I forgot to mention this, about an interesting thing about Springball is that if you try to Springball out through this door while holding the left, Samus will not turn around. Samus in a Springball will not turn around until she starts falling. Like, I'm trying to jump to the right and immediately go to the left here, and it doesn't work because I'm still rising from the Springball. It's a weird property of how the Springball works. It works similarly to wall jumping in Fusion, if you're familiar with that. But so you can't actually change directions from your Springball after you've started jumping. So in this case, you want to stop before you Springball, or like go a bit too far to the left and actually Springball to the right. But don't try to Springball to the left out of the corridor, or out of the tunnel. Now I want to see if I can get that second crab to be in another position. There we go. Most of the time I see him being here, so I just want to reiterate how this works, or rather show it, since you can't jump right. If you jump right away, you're gonna get hit. If you do this room optimally, like he's gonna hit you, so you have to wait a tiny bit, or do this room slower, which is also a thing. Like wait a tiny bit and then straight jump missile. Or like Springball doesn't really work, you have to wait for a Springball. You can also lure the bugs on the left, like if you jump late, the bugs are gonna hit you and you can use that as to your advantage. To get through here, oh, I guess you can. Trying to figure out stats mid-tutorial, not gonna work. You can also go slightly farther to the left to have more space to hit him, but it's a bit hard. Excuse me. Most of the time, just gonna wait like a tiny bit. It's not even half a second to get through. Then you want to unmorph and go into this room. You actually want to be charging your beam entering this room. So charge your beam. Now this room is sort of interesting. This room is sort of interesting because this like greatly depends on how your missiles are looking. At the end of this room, you want to be at 3 or 4 supers, which you should have from a potential refill at the statue, or just have, you should have 4 supers by now. If you don't, you like it's a major issue. If you don't have 4 supers, you can actually get supers from these side hoppers, but it's sort of rare. There we go, I got one. So. You can also get supers from these Rios, but they're annoying to kill. Oops. They're annoying to kill, so you preferably want to be having 4 supers already. And in this room, you want to end this room with 1 or 2 missiles. Not 0 and not 3 or above, but 1 or 2. The way I usually do this is to keep track of how many missiles you have entering. So right now I have 9. There are 5 side hoppers in this room, and they each take 2 missiles to kill. So we need to calculate, like it's not a hard calculation, but we still need to do a slight math on how many side hoppers we can kill, how many missiles we can use. For this, in this case, we can use 8 missiles to kill 4 side hoppers. This is sort of a good case. I have a lot of missiles. It's not uncommon to have way less missiles than this. It's also not completely uncommon to have slightly more than this. So keep that in mind. If you have more than 10, just kill all of them. And then, like, if you still have more than 2, just shoot extra missiles somewhere whenever. Or don't. I'll go into why we only want 2 missiles later on, and it might not be relevant to you as a player, so maybe not. But anyway, we figure out how many side hoppers we can kill, in this case 4, and then we freeze the rest of them using charge beam. So we try to freeze the first ones, like if you want to kill 4 side hoppers, we freeze the first one. If you want to kill 3 side hoppers, we freeze the 2 first ones, and so on. So what you do is hold the charge beam, aim down, shoot the thing and pop on him, and then use missiles for, in this case, you would use missiles for the rest of them. Hitting these are sort of hard. Like actually, excuse me, actually hitting the side hoppers and without stopping is not completely trivial. It's very doable, as you can see me doing right now, but it's not super easy. So if if you fail something, whatever, don't care too much. If you do fail the missiles, just keep running. You'll have enough invisibility to get through them most of the time. Sometimes they hit you twice, which is annoying, but it happens. And again, if you have too many missiles, start like just blowing them on doors or whatever. You shouldn't have too many extra missiles, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Like let's say you only have 6 missiles to use, you can do that. And in this case, he is pretty easy to kill. You can just shoot while you're on the other side hopper. Just freeze both of those. Like so. If you have to freeze 3 of them, this is a pretty bad situation for trying to freeze 3, so I just take the damage. Like, if you don't have any missiles to spare, you can just like try to freeze everyone, but you're not gonna be able to freeze everyone most of the time. Sometimes you will, for some configurations. But using missiles is always faster, so try to use as many missiles as possible here. Oops. And again, I should have 2 missiles to demonstrate 2 missiles. So okay, so like I said, you can shoot a missile here if you have too many, but this, if you don't, you just shoot it diagonally. Then you jump up, try to morph in air because we want to be morphed in the next room. So do that. Get over here, plant a bomb, and then like start running to the left to fall down. Getting in there here is sort of tricky, I guess. It's not that hard, but it's a bit weird. So you can do a couple of things. If you aim diagonally down, you can just shoot a bunch of shots. You can literally just mash shots and be fine. That's not what I was trying to show. If you're lucky while mashing shots, that will happen. Most of the time this will happen where you just grab the ledge. So you hold left and just mash shots like a maniac, and it'll at the worst it'll grab the ledge. Unless your mashing is completely off. I mean, it might happen though, but most of the time you're gonna grab the ledge. Some of the time you're gonna land on right on here. Landing on here is better, so if that happens, you should consider yourself lucky. That's cool. If you fall down, if your mashing is completely off, you can just wall jump up here again. Yeah, you can just wall jump up here again. If you're having trouble like getting this wall jump, you can run up a bit on this slope to get a higher jump. But it's just one wall jump to get back up here. You can also do what a Kraid first route would do, which is aim down. After you're falling into the hole, release all inputs except for L. Just hold L. And then once you hit the block, start spinning. Once you hit the crumble block, start spinning. And then try to time hitting the block. This is, I think it's a 4-frame window. It's either a 4 or 3-frame window. Doing this to land on the floor here. In Kraid first categories, you need this because you don't have power grip, so you can't actually grab this thing. But that's, since like I said earlier, landing on this instead of grabbing is faster, so that is technically faster. There is also an easier way to get that result since we have Ice Beam. Ice Beam has a slightly larger hitbox than normal shots, than Short Beam does. So what you can do in this case, what you can do is after you bomb, you can hold straight down and shoot a block, and it'll hit the block as long as you're at the far left of this corridor or this shaft, which you should be. So you can shoot straight down and then start spinning. Like as you can hold down and then press shoot, then release down and press A, or you can release down. Like as soon as you hit this block, this chroma block, you can release down and then hit shoot and A at the same time, like slightly apart. So get in here every time. That's probably the easiest way to do this, or rather, it's easier than the weird jump extend method, but it's only possible in 90%. It's only possible if you have Ice Beam, so keep that in mind. If you don't want to complicate things, though, just mash and you'll grab the edge, and that's fine. It's only a very small time loss. Unless you do it like that, you have to wall them up. In this room, we have an eye door. As opposed to the Riddler eye door, this doesn't shoot a beam. It never shoots a beam ever. It only opens every time. It takes a random amount of time for this door to open, but it's not really something you need to care about during a run. Like it might change a second or two tops. But keep in mind that it does happen if the timing seems weird for some reason. It is slightly random. So here is why I choose to go down to at most 2 missiles. It's because we want to switch to supers before running into Kraid's room. And by having either 1 or 2 missiles in this room, it is way easier because we don't manually have to press select to switch to supers. We can just run out of missiles, which is really handy. Like we do like that, and we automatically select supers because we ran out of normal missiles. So this only works if you're really low on normal missiles. If you're at 2 missiles, you can shoot one on the door, one on the eye door, one on the red door, and that's gonna automatically switch you to supers. If you're only at 1 missile, you can use charge beam to kill the eye, and then you start a missile. Like if you're at 1, you can shoot, and you'll have supers automatically. If you have more missiles, like if you get up the refill or whatever, you're gonna have to do this manually, which is a bit more annoying. Like it's failable, which is like, that's a problem. If you run into Kraid's room without super selected, it's gonna make it way harder to do quick kill. We're gonna grab a refill right afterwards anyway, so our missile count, we don't need any normal missiles from here to Turian pretty much, or to like whatever refill we choose for Turian. So Kraid fight. We can only hit Kraid once his mouth is open. You can hit Kraid if you hit Kraid in the eye. If you hit Kraid in the eye, he opens his mouth. Hitting him in the eye doesn't actually cause him any damage. It only causes him to open his mouth so you can hit him. But thankfully, his mouth is open as soon as we enter the room. Like he starts off screaming. Here, it's actually open for longer than it would be from a normal opening. Since we have supers, this is a prime time to just shoot 3 supers into his mouth, into his face. Which is enough to kill him. So this boss is sort of pathetic in this category. So there are a couple of ways to use this, to do this. You can do what I did, which is just shoot 3 supers. This is the fastest in all situations, but it's not completely trivial. You need to know the timing of when the cutscene ends, and you need to know the timing of how to shoot supers quickly to get that fast enough. Like if you're slightly slower, you're gonna tank the third one, which is annoying. So if you can't get that timing down, there are a few things you can do. You can just hold left and mash supers as fast as you can. When that happens, you're gonna run into his claw, then shoot the third missile after running into his claw, which is still good. This still kills him fast. Like this is still, it's slightly slower than not running into his claw, but it's still fast enough. You do take a tiny bit of damage though, which is gonna cost a bit of more time at the refill. I mean, it's just frames, but it's whatever. This is slower, but it's way easier to do. Just literally mash. You don't even have to mash very fast. Just like we'll see. I'll see if I can get my controller up to my microphone so you can hear me mashing. Like this is me mashing. That is, it's not hard at all. So that is probably the easiest method to do this if you're unsure. You can do this the faster way though, because thankfully we have 4 supers. Oh, I missed the 4 super. We have 4 supers, so if you think one, it's not that big a deal. Like you can totally react to missing one and shoot the 4th one as well. There's a lot of time, so that's not a problem. If you're feeling really unsure, you can actually shoot your 3 more normal supers, and like don't react, just shoot the 4th one anyway, in case the 3rd one misses. Which is, it's not a big deal because you're gonna refill anyway. So just jump up and shoot the 4th one. You can also, yeah, you can jump and shoot the 4th one no matter what. Like it doesn't matter really. Or you can also just jump to the 3rd one if you're not sure of the timing. Getting 2 in there is not hard. The 3rd one is the hard one, so you can just jump that no matter, like, anyway. like do a tiny jump into shoot. This Samus jumps really quickly with high jumps, so it's really not a jump shoot thing. It's more of you jump and you almost jump and shoot at the same time. It's like it's like really quickly. But all of these work. If you for some reason only have two supers, this fight gets way more complicated. I don't really have. Okay, I have this save still. Do I have? No, okay. I'm gonna try to show off a two super Kraid. There are routes. I'm gonna go over these different routes later that would only have two supers at Kraid. Or there's a route, rather, I wouldn't say routes. But if you have really bad luck. The thing is, you need to conserve missiles way more in order to do this. So it's pretty different. You need to have 5 normal missiles. If you're at this, you need at least 5 normal missiles and two supers. And what you do is you start doing Kraid first strats. You shoot 2 supers, and then you just do you have to do missile doubles, or I guess you can do missile singles too. Single missiles. It's way harder, so it's very possible to miss things. But the thing is, you just shoot 5 normal missiles after shooting the 2 supers. The fastest way is by far to do double missiles, or just shoot 2 missiles per jump. Which is that's how we do the fighting Kraid first. So if you're in a position where you only have 2 supers, you should if you're in a position where you often only have 2 supers here, you should probably learn to fight Kraid in a Kraid first environment, which that's mostly 100%. The most common Kraid first category is 100%. So if you can fight Kraid in 100%, you can do this fight with only 2 supers. Do not miss. Don't think supers. That's horrible. Like so. Though preferably you want to have 4 supers here. After Kraid is dead, you can do whatever. I like to practice JBJs. You have to wait for him to die no matter what. There's nothing you can do to change this. I just practice JBJs. Poorly usually. An interesting property about Kraid is that I'm not actually hitting anything right now. Kraid does not turn into a wall when he dies. Kraid turns into a force field. This is a fairly unique thing. It happens to Kraid and it happens to Mother Brain. It might happen at other places, but those are the two I can remember at the top of my head. It happens at Kraid and it happens at Mother Brain, where you're not actually colliding with a wall when you're running here. You are being pushed back. There is the entire area behind Kraid instantly forces you to this position. But it doesn't stop your momentum, which is important. It doesn't stop you. You're still moving at full speed, you're just not going anywhere. What this means, this is a very complicated way of saying you don't have to time anything going to Kraid. You don't have to wait and time when it disappears to have full speed going in. You can just hold left here and you're gonna be optimal. You never have to time anything. It's just not. It doesn't help at all if you try to time this. Like I did there. That was probably slower than just running into him. So it's not like it's really easy. So I practice JBJs pretty much until he stops going downwards. And by then you just start holding left stay as a morph ball because you want to blow this thing up right away. These are bomb blocks, by the way. So we want to destroy these right away. So just morph, get JBJs, whatever. Stay here, morph, hold left, place a single bomb. I think this is the only place this is important. There is merit to placing multiple bombs while in tunnels and trying to break bomb blocks. But in this case, like, because if you miss the first bomb, the second bomb is gonna blow up. Like it allows you to try to be optimal, and if you miss it, you still have a second bomb that will blow up the block. But if you do it here, you're gonna bomb jump because the first block is gonna break the block above you no matter what. So be specific about only using one bomb here, even if you use multiple bombs in other places. So speed booster is a cool upgrade. This allows us to run fast. It also allows us to shine spark. I should assume you already know how to shine spark, but I'm gonna do a short explanation anyway, just in case you don't. Shine sparking is really simple. You can shine spark if you activate speed booster. Once you activate speed booster, you press down. You can also, if you let go of all directions, see, I'll do this in frame of dance. She'll slide for a bit. You see that slide animation? Anytime during that animation, you can press down and get a shine spark. Like you can do that super late. No, okay, that was slightly late. But like you have a lot of free time to press down. It's not. You don't have to do it very fast at all. But anytime you're moving, you can press down and you'll store a shine spark. This lasts for exactly 3 seconds. I'm pretty sure it lasts for exactly. It's exactly 3 seconds in fusion. It should be the same in this. With this, you can press jump. If you do a straight jump, you'll fly straight up. And once you're in this state where she like hovers for a second, you can press any upwards direction and fly that way. So you can fly in any of 5 directions. You can fly straight up, up left, up right, or you can fly straight left or straight right. Keep in mind that you are a tiny bit above the ground when you're doing this. So like for this, you can shine spark through this corridor, like straight up. There are methods, but it's not straight up possible. If you do a spin jump, so if you like hold a direction before jumping, she'll still jump fine. And if you're in the air, you can unspin by either pressing up or shoot, and from there press A, like press jump, to start a shine spark mid-air. This can be used to do low height shine sparks like that. I almost got it. You can spark lower to the ground than you would if you do a spark normally, like that. It's pretty hard to do though, and largely useless. But you can also shine spark after. No, okay, I guess that doesn't work in this game. You can do it like this. I don't recommend doing that at all though. That's sort of a very specific trick. It's useful in like one spot ever, and even then it's barely useful to shine spark in such a small confinement. What you can also do though is, which is new to this game, is shine spark as a ball. And this has all the same properties as the normal shine spark. You can shine spark in any direction. If you're moving before jumping, you'll still jump normally. You can't ball spark in the air though. You can only ball spark on the ground. And for some reason, the wind up for the ball spark is way longer than the wind up for normal shine spark. I don't know why. It's like a half a second longer for some reason. Also to keep in mind is that if you shine spark into a slope and keep holding right, you'll start speed boosting again. This is very useful for later circumstances. So if you shine spark into a hill and keep running, you'll shine spark again, and you can charge a new shine spark and keep this going forever, pretty much. You can also do this with a ball and start doing ball boosting, which is very rarely useful, but it is in some cases. So yeah, quick overview of the shine spark in case you're unaware. Now, we've for a long time just grabbed this speed booster and went out to the right, but recently we've found a way to do refill glitch here, and that is very, very consistent. So we've used, some of the runners have started using this as their refill point before Turian. There are, as of now, that we know of, 3 viable places to do the refill before Turian, and this is the first one. This is probably the fastest if you can do, if you can go from here to Turian, using minimal ammo and losing minimal health. This is the fastest, and you can get refill glitch. This is the fastest place to refill. But because you have to both do refill glitch and do a larger part of like a reasonably large part of Kraid and Brinstar, preferably without losing any health, this is harder than other refills. But it is the fastest. So what you do to do this, it's by far the easiest refill glitch to do, though. It's way easier than other refill glitches where you have to do weird jumps and time your morphs and stuff and whatever. What you do is you springball from the ground here into, like, you want to land right here. If you hit this platform, that's still fine. You don't want to jump too early, but you can jump like from this block pretty much and get where you want to be. And you can jump here and hit this thing and still land where you want to be. And you want to land right next to this ball. Then you want to place a bomb right before you land. This is a 3-frame window. This is the only timing required in this trick at all. Everything else is automatic. But you want to place this bomb like at this height-ish, slightly later even. And after planting the bomb, like after doing this jump, you hold A and left until you have you hold A for the entirety of this thing, all of it. You stop holding left as soon as you've started this jump, as soon as you like get up here, because if it's hard to do this, I'm gonna do some frame events because it's easier to show. Like you let go of left around here, because like I showed earlier how the morph ball keeps going, like the spring ball keeps going to the left even if I'm not holding anything until I start falling. And letting go of left, like if I just let the spring ball do its natural horizontal movement, it's gonna put me in the exactly correct horizontal position to get the refill glitch, so I don't have to time anything at all. Pretty much. It's gonna put me in the right position automatically. Since I'm holding A after this jump, this second jump is automatic, and I want to do a full morph ball jump anyway, so that is also automatic. Nothing of this is hard at all. This jump is like super easy. You can stop holding A once you start falling, pretty much. So the only thing that needs any sort of timing of any difficulty is placing the bomb, and that's I'm pretty sure it's a 3-frame window, which is it is failable, but it's certainly not hard. 3-frame windows are not that bad, and it's pretty much place it right before you land. That was too late. So I mean, it's like I said, it's failable. You can place the bomb too early, you can place the bomb too late, but it's by far the easiest place to do refill glitch. So if you feel you can do that, and if you feel you don't take any damage going out of Kraid, which is easier, like it's harder than it sounds, then you go for it for sure. Oops. Even if you manage to fail this though, it's not a bad refill. It's still, this is pretty much as fast as other refills. It just now has the added difficulty of getting out of Kraid. But it's not slower. It's not a slower refill than other refills. It's simply a harder refill than other refills. And if you don't get refill glitch, it's harder for no reason at all. It has no gains. It only has the added difficulty. And I think I mentioned this the last time I mentioned refill glitch, but you don't really, you can do like some specific timing here to try to dismiss both text boxes at the same time, and this sort of saves time. It saves a couple of frames if you do it perfectly, but it's, I can't even do it. It's not really something you need to care about. Just as soon as you activate refill glitch, you start holding right, or start holding any button really. So get in here, advance the text, keep holding right, get this, unmorph, and you're fine. Now after this, refill glitch, like refill or not, after this you want to get a speed booster going over here. Just holding right here is not good enough to get a speed booster. You need a slightly more space. The space we're looking for is, hang on, the space we're looking for is right here, pretty much. Like as long as you're in here, you're fine. Like you're barely fine. So what I do is just run off this ledge and then immediately turn around and spin. And then when you land, you can just turn around and run. I like to run up time, like a few pixels into this tunnel to be sure that I didn't like turn around before landing or whatever, because that might happen. So I take the safe route and run a tiny bit in there to make sure I'm doing the right thing. But that's all you need. You just like land here and it's fine. I think that's like pixel perfectly fine. If you're hitting this, like standing right here where you like grab this ledge and fall down, it's pixel perfect to be correct. I'll try to like move a tiny bit. That might not be enough anymore. Okay, it's not exactly pixel perfect, but like I like running into this tunnel for a tiny bit to be sure. Yeah, it's hard. At this point you can try to switch back to missiles, because you might need a normal missile later on. It depends on what route you're using, so it depends, but I'll show you where to use missiles later, and if you feel you want to use missiles, now is a good time to switch to them. There are other places to switch to them as well, so it's not too important, but you're not doing anything right now, you're just running to the right. In this room, just keep running, maybe switch to missiles if you want to. Keep running and shooting, get into this door. Once here, run through these blocks. These are the important blocks we want to break. And after running through this block, charge a shine spark. Don't use this shine spark. This is what we do in Kraid first categories, where this is what we do if we kill acid worm. So if you for some reason kill acid worm, or do a category where you would kill acid worm, like low percent, you do that shine spark. Well, low percent doesn't even grab the shine, it grabs speed boosters, so that's irrelevant. But if you for some reason kill acid worm, you do that shine spark I just did, and then go in here and grab the zip lines. Since we did not kill acid worm, we don't have any zip lines to grab, so we have to do a backup strat. Or it's not really a backup strat, we do have to do something else. What you want to do is grab the shine spark, jump up here, aim for this line in the ground. Try to stand approximately on this line, slightly to the left even, like here is good. Like aim for this block and do a shine spark, and you'll hit this block. Hitting this block is the best we can do. We want to get into this door, so the landing here is perfect. We also want as much running distance as we can. So being as far to the right as possible and still hitting that is good. Being too far to the right is not as good, because he'll do that. That's not optimal. Yeah. If you do land up there, if you go way too early, you can just hold left and start running here. If you do, like, try to fall down here, don't move towards the door while you're falling. The important part is getting down. So don't start moving until you land on this ground, if you end up there. Like so. But what we want to do is be a bit more to the right. I hit this thing, and if you hit that, you can just hold left and keep going. We don't want to grab a shine spark right here. This shine spark will activate somewhere around the middle of this slope. So if you want to be really optimal, you can aim for the middle of the slope. If you want to be a bit more safe, you can aim for the end of the slope to charge your shine spark. As soon as you charge it, like as soon as you press down, you can press A again. You don't have to release down to press A. You can just press down then A immediately and then press right. Oops. Remember to press jump before pressing right, or you will do a spin jump. We just want this shine spark out of here. That's the only real reason. If you're feeling unsure about the bugs, you can run through them and be fine. If you're feeling a bit insecure. But it should be fine. You should be able to go here, no problem. Once you're here, charge a shine spark as soon as you exit the door. You can even charge it during the latter half of the door transition. Like, I guess I'm holding down about now. At this time, I'm already holding down, and she'll charge the shine spark as soon as you exit the door. After you have the shine spark, you jump up to this platform, and then you choose from a couple of things. You jump up here and you can grab this thing, shoot, and then start spark. Or you can jump up here, wall jump, try to spark fairly high if you can. Try to not hit the ceiling. Wait, oops. It's possible to hit the ceiling there, and you want to avoid that. You don't want to be too high. Oh, this is harder. This is... I know it's possible to hit the door and still hit the ceiling, and I want to demonstrate it because it's a bad thing to do. It's sort of hard though. I guess it's sort of hard. I didn't thought it was. Maybe it's easier if you like that. You don't want to do that. So don't go too high, but go fairly high, if possible. Going high is better, but we'll go into why later. You can also jump onto this platform and land on here and spark. The important thing here is that you don't have to go into the next room. You can spark while in this room, no problem. Because as you see, these blocks are breakable. So you just go in here. You can also go in here if you want to. You can in here and spark up here to get extra height. It gives you a lot of height to land here properly, which is like usually what you want to do. So first of all, I'm gonna show this. So if you're sort of low, what you want to do is just mash. You want to mash shot as soon as you exit shine spark to hit that block, and then grab the ledge. So hold left and mash shot. Like really, don't try to time this. You're going to fail it. You're going to fail it at least once, and falling down here is a horrible time loss because you have to redo all of the shine spark. If you do, you just run over here and like start grab a new speed booster, but it's not good. You don't want to do this. On that note, if you hit this, whatever, if you do this wrong, go the wrong way, or you hit this ceiling thing, you can run into this room, shoot these, fall down, and because of how that room works, you're still on this left side of the room, and from here grab a new chance spark. But going here, you wanna shoot, just mash shoot here, grab the ledge, go up, morph, maybe morph after you hit, maybe morph if you're really fast, morph before you hit, and then get over here on this block and get out. But the reason we want to be high up for this, or being high up is better, it's because we can hit the block and don't grab the ledge, which is faster. Okay. It's still not guaranteed just because you're higher up. We could land here, which makes it way easier to morph before being hit, which if you got the refill at speed booster is good because you're conserving health. But it also lets you shoot that block with a missile. So you don't have to place a bomb, which is faster. Like placing a bomb is slower, so you can use using missiles faster. Keep in mind that you won't actually hit the block if you're just sitting here. That didn't hit the block because the missile despawns before it actually gets to collide. So if you shoot the missile, you have to morph. You have to morph really quickly and start moving after shooting the missile to catch us, just to sort of scroll the screen over in time for it to hit the block. But this is what we want to happen. Mainly because it saves health, which is useful later on. If you grab the speed booster refill, losing health here is a slight annoyance in turn. It's not actually a problem, but it's annoying. So this is what we're after. Once here, like this is no matter if you destroy it with a block or a missile or whatever. When you get up here, you can unmorph and then use the fact that Samus can't actually fit in this. Like she can't jump here. It's too small of an area. She just like kind of flails. You can use this to unmorph faster. So you like get up here, unmorph, and then quickly do a jump, shoot, or just straight jump. Either straight jump or spin jump and shoot to unmorph really quickly. Like so. It's not that important, it saves a few frames, but it's something to keep in mind. In this room, you want to start charging your charge beam immediately. And this is to kill this guy if he happens to be in the way. I'm pretty sure he's not in the way now, but he could be. He could be going the other way and then you'll hit him with a pseudo screw attack like that. This happens 50% of the time. Having a charge beam is not a problem and fixes the one, like the 50% of the time he's in the way. So just charge a charge beam. And the strategy through this room is to wall jump off either of these walls. The right wall is slightly faster, but it's a bit awkward to make this jump. But it's framed, so like either wall, up here, jump, jump, wall jump. Wall jump off this wall. This is where pseudo screw attack him, the crab. So jump, 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 wall jump, then jump, 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 jump. Because we have high jump, this is really easy to do up. It's jump, jump, jump. These are really high. These are pretty high jumps, so you might want to make sure you're landing. It's easy to undershoot these jumps, but we just want to get up here. So it's wall jump, 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 wall jump, 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 and you're up. Not a big deal. Moving on, I'll show. I know this only says Kraid, but I'll also show the way to Turian, because it's a really short segment from the rest of the Turian, or from Kraid to Turian. I'm gonna see if I can get the luck I want here too. This room is fairly consistent. There are a few things that are, oh great, I got the bad-ish luck right away. That's cool, I can show that. So what you want to do is run to the left, jump up here. As you can see, if you're fast enough, like it's just two jumps, but if you're fast enough, you don't get hit by this Ripper. Even if he's in a bad position. That's the bad position he can be in, and you're still faster than him, so it's fine. Once you're up here, you can either jump up here and wall jump to get over here, or you can jump up here and jump up here. It doesn't really matter which one you do. I prefer wall jumping, but you can do whatever. It's not a big deal. It's nothing. You might hit this guy on the left if you do the other part, but it's also not a wall jump. They're pretty much equally fast, so it doesn't matter. But after you do the jump, you get up and shoot an ice beam shot straight up. You want to either hit this Ripper or hit this zoomer. This zoomer. Either of those really, or neither. I think it depends. If anyone is in the way, you're gonna hit one of them. So you hit one of them, then you start charging your beam from this shot. Like just hold, jump up, grab this ledge. Power grip through whatever frozen enemy. Like even if you freeze the zoomer, you can just power grip through anything that's frozen all the time. And after you've done the power grip, you jump up to this ledge. I like doing a straight jump here to go as like to not go as far onto this ledge pretty much. I want to like be on the edge pretty much because I'm trying to not pseudo screw attack this guy. But that's again not the biggest of deals if that happens. If you pseudo screw attack him, you can just shoot him. No, you can't. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, it's whatever. But I try to not pseudo him. I try to avoid his hitbox altogether because then I get to have a charge beam for when I'm morphed. Please grab things, Anna. Why is this working? It might be because I'm freezing the Ripper. Whatever, you jump up here and then I try to stand on the far edge of this platform, but it's not completely necessary. And then jump up here, grab this thing and go to the right. And if you still have your charge beam by then, you'll just automatically open the door. If you don't have your charge beam, if you forgot to charge or if you hit the thing, you can unmorph and then shoot the door and morph again. So no matter what the luck here, you can get up here. If you freeze the Ripper, this zoomer might still be in the way and you might have to delay your power grip like half a second. He's not now, but he might be. So it's just keep that in mind. Apart from that, this strat is virtually foolproof. I also want to mention another strat that you shouldn't be using, but you should know about, which is to... I mean, you might want to use this, I guess. This is really, really slow. It doesn't look that slow when you just do it, but it's like 7 seconds slower than doing it normally. It's super slow. So you can place a bomb here whenever, and try to stay on the far left. Like you want to be on this ledge that you can only see when you're down here. This ledge, you want to be on there. Once all the bomb blocks are gone, you can just hold right, and you'll automatically end up inside the ball cannon, even if you can't see it. There's no adjusting anything, just hold right. You have to hit the bomb blocks first. You can't hit the bomb blocks over here, but you have to be like a block in. Like you want to hit this block, so you kind of have to place it over here-ish. and then place a bomb, use the ball cannon to get all the way up here, grab this missile, and keep in mind when you're falling down here that there is a zoomer here. Just shoot him. He might not be exactly there, depends on how you do things, but keep in mind that he might be there. Most of the time he's gonna be there. If he's not, and you actually accidentally shoot the floor, that could be horrible. Like, he could fall down and have real issues, but most of the time he's gonna be there. And then you can just morph here. But, like I said, this is really slow. The only real reason to do this is if you desperately need this missile up here. Grabbing this missile is part of the 55 and 6 route. I'll go over the different routes in more detail during the Turian video. But remember that we usually measure the 100% routes based on how much ammo they grab. There are like 3 or 4 viable ones for different reasons. So a 55 and 6 route will grab 55 normal missiles and 6 super missiles before entering Turian. And this is the last missile you grab in a 55 and 6 route. Followed by another super missile coming up that I'll explain. Very few people use this route. It's not without merit, but it's sort of weird. I used to do a 55 and 6, but it's not really a good route. But if you want to do 55 and 6, I'll explain why you might want to do it in Turian. But if you want to, that's the missile you want to grab. Otherwise, just do this if you're not grabbing the missile. Going up there using the ball cannon if you're not grabbing the missile is just a big waste of time. Anyway, here we have the second option for a refill. If you are doing, I did the same. If you're doing the route through long beam room, which I'll explain later, and when I do, I'll get back to mentioning this refill. If you do long beam route up to Turian, this is the refill you want to grab. Otherwise, you want to grab one later on. But I'll get to that in a second. Just remember that this statue is here. So coming up is a fairly hard trick that lets us grab an extra super missile going into Turian. We want to grab this super missile, but it's behind speed booster blocks. Most casual players have trouble grabbing the super period, but we're gonna make it a bit harder. Just for the sake of completion, I'm gonna show how to actually grab that super. This is not what we're doing because it's super slow. Okay, that's one. So the actual way to grab this is to go over here, because people seem to forget this. You get this spark, you ball spark to the left, you grab another shine spark, get up here, and ball spark to the left. We are gonna do the ball spark, but we're gonna skip all the stuff before it. So what you do, actually I'm just gonna show it off first once and explain how to do it later. Hopefully, yeah, okay. Oh my god, I suck. Oh my god, I still suck. Wow, this might be a problem. Okay, let me try that again. Like I said, this trick is actually pretty hard. There we go. So we want to do that. This is what we're trying to do. It's sort of difficult, but it's giving us more supers in Turian is really useful. If you feel like you can practice this, and if you feel like you can't do this, you feel free to just skip this super. We've done 50 and 4. There are like 50 and 4 is a very viable strat through terrain. It potentially even faster than doing 50 and 6. So most people, like the most common route through the game is 50 and 6. Again, I'll explain more why in the terrain, but this is the most common single segment route. Grabbing 50 missiles like we have, and then doing Brinstar Super to grab our 6th super missile. But if you're trying to, you should be doing this for a fast run. But if you're trying to do this, you jump up. Make sure to hit this wall. This is for spacing purposes, to be able to get our Shine Spark later on. So you jump way too high here. Don't try to optimize this jump. It's not going to help you at all. You want to hit this wall, and then start running to the right. I usually pause buffer this spark, but it's like I showed you earlier. It's very much not necessary. Like you can get this anyway. It's sort of tight, so I like pause buffering just to make like the actual pressing down action easier. I have a tendency to like miss the down input or whatever. Now I'm getting it every time, of course, when I'm trying to explain that it's hard. You can press too late. It's pretty tight. If you miss this, you can go to the other. You can go back. And grabbing a Shine Spark this direction is way easier. You have so much more space. You have like 3 full blocks to stop on. So it's way easier. You grab a Shine Spark here, open this door and Shine Spark to the right, and then do... actually I need to show the actual Brinstar, the strats first. So, see, I can't get it anymore. So the strat I recently found, sort of recently found, to do this is to do this on the left side of the room. So you charge like here-ish, like after the slope pretty much, and then you start charging your beam. You have to charge your beam, this is important. And then do wall jump, 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 like jump, wall jump, 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 wall jump, up. The reason for the charge beam is because of this guy. He's not there now, but he might be. So I'm just lucky this time. If he's there, the Zero Screw attack is gonna take care of him. So that's why we do that. And then we just jump, jump, wall jump, release, charge beam, and do the Shine Spark. Try to hit this slope. You can be both too low and too high here. So you can be... You can be all the way here, which is bad. Or you can jump way too high and hit this wall. You can also perfectly space so that you go through here without actually hitting the slope and hit this wall instead, which is horrible and super annoying when it happens. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to do it on command, but it happens and it's annoying. Yeah. Anyway, so once you're up there, once you hit that slope, like this is actually really tight. It's consistent, pretty much, but it is hard. But once you're up here, you want to morph ball, spring ball up here, and then do a ball spark to the left. Or you can just do a normal jump. I like using the spring ball, but you don't have to. Oh well, you can just jump up here and morph on this platform as well. Yeah. So I mentioned that this was sort of a new strat for this room. Well, we had for a while another strat where we Shine Spark closer to the middle of this hill thing, and then you jump up on this platform, jump up power grip this platform, lead shop up here, and then do the rest like normally. Some people still find this some find this easier to do. Strictly speaking, this wall jump has more leeway. Like there is less there's more margin of error using this, but it also incorporates a wall jump with like while holding a charge beam, which is like it's sort of awkward on your hands, so it might be a bit annoying. This is still pretty consistent if you can do it quickly. The main issue here is doing the ledge hop fast enough. Like you have to do ledge hop almost as soon as you grab this thing to do it. Both strats are pretty much equally fast, so whichever feels right to you is something you can do. But what I wanted to mention is that if you fail this, need to go back, you probably need to do the older strat. Because you're gonna be shine sparking in here, and you're gonna hit this slope. It's really hard to do the new strat from here, so you're gonna have to do this one. This one is still very much possible from that position, so keep that in mind. Depending on which, if not both, of the strategies you decide to learn. Both have merits. Both are consistent enough that they should be doable. But this is hard, and it takes a while to get this consistent. So yeah. But once you do this, you have... Oh. Once you're here, once you have shine spark, you can just hold a... once here, you can just start. You can just hold A, as in like, once you hit the wall, and you'll automatically jump up to the super, and then just hold right and move out of here. Move out of here. As soon as for the next room, I did it. I'm really bad with placing my save states. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make a save state here. Yeah. So in this room, I get the bad luck too. Okay, that's cool. I get to show that off. So what you want to do when you get out is to sort of stop here in transition. Like let go of all directions during the door transition. But it's not even a door transition, it's a normal transition. But let go of all directions as soon as the screen starts fading. And you'll get stuck here like inside the wall. It's like it's a morpho tunnel hill, but you're like teeter-tottering on the edge of this tunnel. And from here you can just unmorph. You don't have to actually move out of the tunnel before you can unmorph. You can still do it while hanging on this ledge, sort of. So what you do is get out here, unmorph, immediately turn around. So you press up and then immediately press left and hold left to grab this ledge. From here you can shoot this guy if necessary, and then like jump over here. In this case it is necessary. It randomly might not be. Like when he's going to the right, you can react. You can react on his position, on his movement, and you have to wait for a tiny bit to shoot. Or if he's not there, you can just jump up here. And then from here, jump up to this platform, do 2 wall jumps to get up here. And then from here, just like in the beginning, you can either jump wall jump, you can jump up to this, jump and land on this and jump up, you can jump power grip, you can jump wall jump, whatever. All of these work. Whatever feels right. I like to jump up on this thing, but it doesn't really matter. Then keep going. Before I get to the rest of the room, I want to show that if you don't want to do Green Star Super, you can just do this strat anyway. Like you do the new Green Star Super strat anyway, just without a shine spark. And instead you do 2 wall jumps here to grab this ledge. And from here you do the same thing we just did. Like if this guy's in the way, you shoot him. Then you jump, 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 wall jump, jump, jump. Like it's all exactly the same from that paragraph. So like so. Yeah, but once you're actually up here, you want to start charging your beam, please. Please. Okay. So you get up here. You want to start charging your beam around here. Because of this demon, which might be in the way. So you can pseudo screw attack him right here, but he's not now, so it's not really necessary. But it's a good habit to get into to make it easier to kill him. The way through these platforms is to jump up, land on this, jump up, ledge grab this, do a ledge hop up here. This ledge hop is automatically like perfectly spaced, which just makes it really useful. You can also wall jump here to get up, but the ledge hop is faster. So ledge hop up there. You can like wall jump these things too. I guess it's weird. It's a lot harder though. I just like landing this thing and then ledge hop this other one. And keep in mind to keep your charge beam charged for this guy. When I get over here, jump, 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 ledge grab this thing. And this is sort of interesting because in this situation the Ripper is not in the way, and if he's not in the way you can just ledge up here, which is super nice. If he's in the way, you might be able to do this, like depending on where he is. You might want to try the ledge up anyway and get damage boosted. If you get damage boosted onto this platform, you're fine, you can just jump up here, and that's still faster than waiting for him. But it depends on his spacing a lot. If he's all the way to the left, you're gonna get damage boosted to the right, which is bad. And if he is all the way to the left, just go up and wait for him to go back. If he's sort of like here, you can jump up, get damage boosted, and get through. And this is a divide between long beam or not long beam routes. The first route we used, I'll show this off first. This is the first route we used a long time ago before we found that going to long beam was actually faster. This still has merits of refilling the latest, not using, well, having the most resources in terrain and being sort of easier to optimize, I guess. This isn't really well tested lately, so these strats are like might not be super consistent. I'm not sure. I did this route for a very short amount of time and then dropped it in favor of long beam route. So I'm not sure how consistent these strats I'm about to show you are, but I'll show it anyway if you want to do this. So if you're doing this, you might want to switch to supers somewhere, probably right after grabbing the 6th super, or potentially doing, like whenever. You want to have supers right around here now. I don't have them now, so it's a bit awkward. I have to switch while running, which is annoying. But you get up here, shoot these blocks. You can jump from here, shoot one block, get up, shoot another block. Super this Ripper, like no matter where he is, just use a super. Then jump up here. I think you can freeze that guy. You know, I'm gonna cheat a tiny bit. There we go. I activated supers. I'm trying to halfway remember this. You can freeze. No, you can't. Right. You have to jump up here. But this is the way you want to go anyway. I'm not sure exactly how to handle that Ripper. I think freezing him is the best thing to do. Or either freezing or using a super. It's the best thing to do against that Ripper. Like I said, this route is not used by anyone pretty much. You can probably also damage boost onto the platform. Maybe not. Well, the point is that you want to go up on this left. Oh, that's interesting. So if you freeze him, you're good. Just freeze him and just jump, because you'll go through him. Because frozen physics are really weird, and this sort of automatically gets into a interesting situation for frozen physics. You go over here, you like go all the way to this wall, shoot straight up, jump straight up, land on this edge, then jump, and then either like power grip or wall jump or whatever in here. While in here, you... Oh, hang on, I want to not break any of my save states. I already forgot to get 2. 4 is available. So you do that. In here, you can either... You don't have long beam, so you can't hit this door from here, but you want to hit this door from here. You can use a missile, because you're about to refill here anyway. So you can either crouch, missile, morph, fall into this hand, or you can jump, shoot the missile, and morph mid-air. It's a bit harder. And try to morph mid-air and land in his hands. Like that. Using a super or normal missile doesn't really change anything. You're gonna refill anyway, so whatever you have. And then afterwards you can either like fall down on this floor and hold A to automatically springball up here, or you can springball from his hand. You can springball from right here. You're gonna hit a wall right here, so you have to move a tiny bit to the left before you can springball. But you springball, then go in here. Keep being a ball, go under this, springball up here, go through this corridor, unmorph, and then like go through this room. There's nothing special about going through here, just jump normally through all and get into this door, which is where we want to go. This was the old route before we found out long beam. Going to long beam was faster, so I'll tend to show off long beam. If you're going in here, keep in mind to refill before Brinstar Super, like I showed earlier. The statue, the first statue you have to go to in the game, is still available for refill. I showed it up earlier. That is the statue you want to go to if you're going this route, and you didn't refill at in Kraid as speed booster. If you refill at speed booster, that's your refill, and you shouldn't refill anywhere else. But if you didn't, the refill down there is the one to do if you're going this route. So you can in here, try to hit at least one of these blocks. If you can hit 2, it's sort of hard though. You can use a missile if you're really feeling wasteful. But otherwise, just like crouch, shoot the rest of the blocks before morphing. Yeah, you can shoot 2 with normal beams, but it's hard. Shoot 2, keep going. Don't actually grab long beam. Like, let's make this clear. We don't need that weapon. We just go up here, shoot all these. We can't actually reach the last block, which is annoying. So we have to use either a missile or a bomb here. A missile costs resources, which we need for Turian, but a bomb is super slow. So we don't want to use a bomb. A bomb takes like a second. You want to use a missile either way, because you just refill. One missile isn't gonna matter too much in Turian. Make sure you're actually switched to normal missiles though, and not accidentally use a super. Using a super here is really, really bad, so don't. Make sure you're not doing that. Once over here, you can either unmorph. If you jump through this with a straight jump, you're gonna save frames from transitions. So maybe if you want to do that, where you can spin jump and shoot this thing, morph and spring ball up into this hole. You can also spring ball up here on the morph while holding L, like hold L up, shoot down. You have to release L though, so you like hold L up, shoot, release L down, spring ball. Really fast. All of these make sense. You can do whatever you want. Then just unmorph, shoot this block, jump up here, shoot this block, shoot these squeeze if you want to. Shooting things is fun, so why not, you know? Yeah. Go all the way over here, and this is the reason why this route is faster. It's because we get a speed booster here. We can jump up and do a shine spark for this path. Without this shine spark, this route isn't actually faster. But this shine spark saved just enough time for this to be like a second faster or something. Then you can go in here. Keep in mind, like I should mention this first. This shine spark, you can land on this platform and do this shine spark, no problem. You don't have to do it midair. You can though if you want to. If you do it too high, you're gonna waste a bit of time by hitting this wall, wasting frames. It's easy to just land before doing it. This statue room might seem self-explanatory, but as you might be noticing right now, the statues aren't opening. They will not open until you scroll the screen to the right, to the left. Sorry, left. So make sure to do that. Like, if you walk over here and start going back, you can scroll the screen back. It still causes them to not activate. You can do some, I think, frame perfect thing here where you can like move back perfectly with the wall to make them still activate, but I know the task does this. But I'm not gonna attempt it. I'm gonna attempt it a bit, but I like don't do this in runs. Make sure to fully scroll the screen. Yeah, so make your way all the way over. I like jumping on heads. You can like play around while these doors open. It's whatever, and then go in here. But the important part is that you can't stand over here and have fun. I've done this a few times where like playing around and suddenly, oh right, I have to go all the way to the left. So you have to scroll the screen before this cutscene activates. So make sure to do that as fast as possible. And then you wait. We can't speed this up at all. Just wait and the store becomes active. We go in here and we go down and we're in Turian. Turian is a cesspool of RNG and horribleness and adaptability and stuff. It's sort of fun and horrible at the same time. But we'll go over that in the next video. So see you around.